Now, on Top Gear. There are 256 million cars on American roads. But which one is the worst? We're about to find out.
Oh, he almost flips it.
What you drive says a lot about you. Some cars are undeniably cool, while others, less so. But which is the least cool car in the country? To find out, we each spent $1,500 and bought the worst car we could find for each other. Then we'd compete over which one of us could make the most out of the crap car we'd been given. This is easily the worst car ever made. It is disgusting. It is cheap.
This is the ugliest vehicle ever made. And what makes it sweeter is I know the person I bought this for hates this vehicle. Hates it.
Adam's gonna love this car. No. He is going to absolutely hate this car, but it's perfect for him. It is so uncool. It's one of those cars that just doesn't even realize how uncool it really is. If you're over 60, you've already guessed the car that I've chosen for Adam. It's a 1977 Mustang II, and it is the most uncool car ever made. It's a Mustang. It's supposed to be a muscle car, and this is everything that a muscle car shouldn't be. It's slow, it's ugly, it's 4 cylinders, 4-speed, takes over 14 seconds to get to 60 miles an hour. What were they thinking? Adam's gonna hate it.
2001 Pontiac Aztek, the uncoolest car ever.
Wow.
This personifies everything that was wrong with GM in the late 90s. Designed by committee. You know the committee that designed this wasn't fired? They were executed.
It's terrible.
The interior, the knobs are this big so you could turn them with gloves, but they look like cartoon knobs. And it comes with a tent. A tent? Yes, because you're embarrassed to park this in your driveway, so you have to live in a tent.
Okay, it's pretty widely known the Aztek is uncool, but it is not as uncool as a Mustang II. Your new ride.
You're an evil man.
I thought you'd like this. It's a muscle car.
It's an atrophied muscle car. What have I ever done to you?
You picked me out an Aztek.
I didn't pick that for you. That's for Rutledge.
That means Rutledge picked my car. I don't even want to look at it.
Don't turn around.
I don't want to look at it.
Don't turn around.
It does have a horn.
It is
something.
justice. Yes.
No!
Feast your eyes on a 1988 Yugo GV. This is the lowest of the low of the models.
Is it a real Yugo?
Oh yeah, I left the state to punish you with this. Look at those 13s.
I've got bicycle tires that are bigger than these.
Look at the style on that thing. I mean, if the reputation of this car isn't uncool enough, you in it just... The bad news for me is that I see 2 awful cars over there, and all I can think is, please, God, don't make me drive an Aztek.
Okay, look. I could have got you a Neon.
That would have been actually better than...
I couldn't find
really?
one.
I
looked, I
drive
couldn't
that?
find one.
No, the Aztek is way less cool. Than
Oh, God.
Okay. Undeniably, we've amassed in one place 3 of the most uncool cars ever built.
So what are we doing with them?
Please tell us.
All right, let's see here. So your first challenge will be a hot lap at Willow Springs Raceway 60 miles from here. Fastest lap wins.
Wait, we have to drive 60 miles?
In these cars.
And then...
be seen
Yeah.
publicly on the way.
A Yugo on the racetrack.
Yeah.
Could be a first. Let's hit the road.
This is so shameful.
An 89 horsepower, turd brown, creepy gym teacher Mustang 2. Fuck you, Tanner Faust.
How do you make a Yugo go 60 miles an hour? Push it off a cliff.
Honestly, I'm ashamed to drive this thing. I just hate it so much. Pontiac made the Aztek from 2001 to 2005, and they needed to sell 150,000 of them to break even. and they failed. In 2007, there were still some new 05s on the lot. This car may not be that cool, but it's way cooler than the Yugo. And that car is super dangerous. It has no power. There's no way you could ever look cool in a Yugo. It's just an impossibility.
Not only would we have to drive these cars, but we were also going to an auction to find out how much each was worth. So somehow we had to make these crappy cars we were driving cool. That was going to be a struggle with my Yugo. But I'm a glass half full kind of guy, so I was going to concentrate on the positives.
Okay, sure. The Yugo's been written up, basically any automotive publication, as being one of the top worst cars ever built. That's undeniable. There are only about 10,000 of these things roaming the streets of the U.S., and it's almost like a collector's item. The fact that Rutledge had to go across the country to buy this car either means that they just aren't running anymore, or nobody wants to sell theirs. I'm thinking that it's the latter.
But could Adam come up with anything positive for his turd brown Mustang too?
At least this is a Mustang. It's not a cool Mustang, but a Mustang. It's like Khloe Kardashian. She ain't the best Kardashian, but at least she's a Kardashian. Rut, who did you buy that Yugo from?
A very peculiar man in Las Vegas.
Did he have an accent? Wear black socks with sandals?
I think the socks with sandals might be more of an Aztec owner.
I think the Aztec owner is going to be wearing like sandals with white socks under them, pulled up to just below the knees, short shorts with 12 pockets, and a tank top.
Well, who would own a Mustang too then?
He's retired from the insurance industry. He lives with his mom, and she lives with her mom. He keeps a locked door in the basement that no one's going to see until he dies, and then the mom's going to deny knowing anything that ever went on down there.
We arrived at our first challenge
You gotta be kidding me.
to find that we wouldn't just be racing each other. The track was hosting an exotic car day. There were $300,000 Lamborghinis, $250,000 Ferraris, tuned-up BMWs, Lotuses, high-end Mercedes, and us.
This will be one of the most dangerous things probably that any of us have done.
Okay,
Because there'll be cars with 100-mile-an-hour closing speeds on the straightaway. I'll probably be on fire, not be able to tell. I already can tell oil's leaking onto the back left tire, gasoline's leaking onto the back right tire, which, by the way, is where the exhaust is. There's a lot that can go wrong.
I don't think either of you have the fear that I do, which is rolling this piece of shit over.
You'll be fine.
I mean, you wouldn't...
Genuine hate.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. The only way you could make this thing more attractive would be to roll it.
I'm gonna get on the track.
Either way, we had a challenge to complete. We had to brave danger and shame to set the fastest time we could. We'd also be trying not to ruin the day for the owners of the cool cars who paid thousands of dollars to be there.
I'm just gonna be lucky if I don't die in this.
I think I've done a 121 around this track. I don't think the Yugo's gonna go quite that quick.
This is gonna be embarrassing.
There it is. Let's go. Okay, Aztec. You can do this.
All right, we're timing in hard here. All right, downshifting, that's bad. We have to downshift up the hill.
Driving an Aztec on the track was like trying to jello wrestle with a bear.
It just has so much body roll, and it's got on-road, off-road tires.
And over in the Turdmobile, Adam was having sand kicked in his face.
Yeah. Show off. There you go. You went with the green, huh? Lovely.
I got about 30 cars behind me.
Oh, I hope that's a different Lotus. Otherwise, I've been lapped. I've been lapped.
Oh, there's a Ferrari on my ass! Okay, and I'm off the course. Whoopsie. Black flag, black flag.
Rutledge got black flag, which meant he was disqualified. So it was down to Adam and me. I wasn't about to let the Yugo get out-cooled by a faux Mustang.
Come on, get out of here.
Here they come. I wouldn't brake check in front of a Yugo, though.
Whoa, the guy almost just crashed into me.
All I had to do was complete this lap to win, but I hadn't counted on the Yugo's legendary design quality, which didn't extend to a gas cap.
This is awful. I'm spewing gas all over the place.
So they black flagged me, giving Adam the win by default.
You and I, we should be ashamed of ourselves letting what is undoubtedly the worst pretend muscle car ever built win anything.
Hey, you bought it for me. And at least my car wasn't spewing gas all over the track.
Yeah, that's true. It's still not as bad as a Yugo.
Okay, first of all, the Yugo is very rare and very exotic.
So is typhoid.
Whatever. I got a chance to drive another very rare and exotic car over in Britain recently.
I assume it was faster than the Yugo.
Yes, it is. In fact, the American manufacturer hasn't found the top speed yet. So I went over to England to see if I can help him out.
This is England, a place where you can still legally marry a sheep, and home to the world's oldest reigning queen, Sir Elton John. But not too far from the bustling streets of London, there's a car maker that claims to have crafted a vehicle capable of giving you one of the purest driving experiences imaginable. And by pure, I mean it doesn't have the technology to help you be a better driver. It can do 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. It weighs the same as a Mini Cooper, but has 520 more horsepower. But what it doesn't have is a confirmed top speed. And that was reason enough for me to hop on a plane. This is the Noble M600. If you like supercars and you've got the means, well, you can run down to the Ferrari dealership and get yourself a 458, or maybe get the latest Lamborghini, the Aventador. But if your taste runs on the extra exotic, what if you want something that will leave those somewhat common Italian supercars in the dust? Something that only 15 people will be able to buy this year, and that claims to be the best driver car ever built. Well, then you're gonna need one of these. If you've never heard of Noble, you're not alone. It's a small company in a little town outside London, and only a dozen or so people work there. Even though it's based in England, it's owned by an American, Peter Dyson, who crossed the Atlantic to build his dream.
Its chassis is made of stainless steel and aluminum, and its body is pure carbon fiber. It has an incredible 650 horsepower mid-mounted V8 engine developed by Yamaha. But what it hasn't got is ABS, stability control, paddle shifters, power brakes, and it only has a wisp of traction control. So basically, it's one of the fastest cars around with almost no safety features. But all that nothing adds up to something. It's got a stronger power-to-weight ratio than a Bugatti Veyron, which is better than most motorcycles. The Noble does this insane speed so effortlessly you don't realize how fast you're going. And that can be flat out dangerous. This is not a car for the timid. It's not much heavier than Lindsay Lohan, but it's 10 times as volatile.
Noble has stripped the M600 down to the bare essentials, and it feels like a car that's only a 5-point safety harness away from going racing. But they didn't get so focused with speed and performance that they ignored the interior. Although minimal, you can tell that they paid attention to the details. So basically, the $330,000 you pay for a Noble gets you one of the purest driving experiences around.
To compare, a Ferrari 458, pretty much the pinnacle of supercar engineering, has Formula One technology that can basically make you 10 times the driver that you really are. Where this has the Formula One technology of about 1973. But the great thing about that is that it allows you to be 100% of the driver you really are.
if you really want to test the limits of your inner driver, you can take what little control the Noble has completely away.
All right, maybe we should turn the traction control off.
The traction control switch is actually a missile launch button from a British fighter jet, a not-so-subtle reminder of what kind of hell is about to be unleashed.
Good God, this thing takes so much concentration, but that's what you want in a supercar, is you want it to push your limits as a driver. Yeah! That was a 110-mile-an-hour drift. That's the problem with a car like this, is the speeds are just so insane. Whoa! All right, let's put that traction control button back on.
I was quickly getting a feel for how unforgiving the M600 could be. And one thing was clear, if I was going to push this car to its top speed, I'd be keeping the traction control on. But how does all this function compare to other supercars? Like the Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera, packed with 570 horses and capable of 0 to 60 in a blistering 3.4 seconds. Then there's the Audi R8 V10 with 525 horsepower and a top speed of almost 200 miles an hour. To find out how the Noble stacked up, I put it against them in a half-mile drag race.
Here's the challenge. I've got two all-wheel drive cars. The V10 Audi is ridiculously fast, and the Superleggera is one of the fastest 0 to 60 cars I've ever driven. Both of these cars are probably going to take me on the launch. I'm going to have to really focus on not getting too much wheel spin in first, second, or on this surface, even in third gear. But once we get to fourth gear, the hammer is down.
3, 2, 1, go!
Is power to weight ratio right there. Unbelievable. That Superleggera has won just about every drag racing competition that we have entered it in. But it wasn't fast enough to beat the Noble.
The M600 had proven itself to be a member of the supercar elite. It's rare, it has an exotic look, it has insane performance capabilities, but there's one thing that the M600 still doesn't have: a confirmed top speed. My goal was to see how fast I could get the Noble to go. To do this, I was going to need a lot of space, so I went to a retired US Air Force base. The perfect location for an American-owned supercar built in England.
Noble estimates the M600 will do 225 miles an hour, but they've only tested it to 205. So we're going to see how close to that 225 number we can get. We've got 1.7 miles of track. Now the most important part for me is the braking point. With no ABS, traction control, or stability control, if I lock up the brakes at over 200 miles an hour, I'm done.
Having had some time behind the wheel of the M600, I knew that if I was going to be trying to hit speeds of over 200 miles an hour, I would need to make one minor safety adjustment.
Don't wear skater shoes. I've had to go barefoot in this thing just to fit. All right, this corner is critical for maximum speed on the straight here. Barely made it through that turn. That's 160 miles an hour right there. I have to admit, my little pinky toe is getting stuck in the pedal. 170. 180, it's starting to get loud. Whoa! 190, starting to get blown around a bit. 200 lap vibration. 205, it's moving all over the place. Oh my God, this is scary. Survived.
Very impressive, my friend, but I was more impressed with the fact that you were barefoot.
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was flat out scary. That was like strapping a rocket onto a race car. Those aren't even street legal in the U.S. yet because they haven't passed all the safety regulations. They're like basically too dangerous for America.
Oh, so it's just like your Yugo then?
No, it's nothing like the Yugo, actually.
It's just like it. I mean, that's a car that shouldn't be allowed in this country. I think the Yugo is easily America's worst car.
Yep.
The Yugo is way better than the Mustang II and the Aztec. That's all that matters.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's find out.
After Adam's victory on the track, it was time to put the Mustang II back in its place. And what better way to prove its crappiness than to challenge him to another race? Only this time, I'd be on foot.
When you cross this,
Okay.
that's the winner. Lift him up.
Let's go!
Break down.
Come on, Tanner, rev your engine. Go vroom, 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 vroom.
Gotta arch your back a little bit. Kick it up. Kick it up a little more.
All right, here we go. 60 feet.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You did it. Wow.
That car is so uncool that I beat it. That is pitiful, Adam. I don't run very often.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
Just terrible. And you know what? I blame you, because you picked this car.
I did. It is the epitome of uncool. I'm so happy.
Actually, no, it's not. That is. You're a stunt driver. Do a stunt in that car. I dare you.
I mean, stunts are cool. If you could do a stunt, in theory, that would make your car slightly less uncool.
Stunt driving, you got, roll cages and stuff.
Yeah, what can you do in that thing?
I mean, I could do like a reverse 180, maybe without it flipping over.
Can you do it blindfolded?
Sure.
With Adam's Mustang II shamed, it was time to do the same thing to Tanner's Yugo. And I knew he wouldn't be able to turn down the chance to show off.
Okay, you ready?
Ready?
All right, let's go. There he goes.
3 miles an hour, topped out in reverse. Oh, he almost flips it. Wow.
What do you think?
Was that a blindfold? You joined a gang?
Yeah.
This whole thing is nimble as can be.
Yeah.
In any other car, it would be cool. But
In
in the
that,
Yugo, just kind of...
It was just awful.
You said do a stunt. It did the stunt. You lost your race. You haven't done anything in the Aztec.
That's true.
You said it's got all this off-road, on-road capability. Why don't you climb that mountain?
Yeah, it's your tent up.
With your tent up.
The goofy back tent.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
Really. I love watching him fail.
I headed off to prepare my tent. I didn't think it was possible for the Aztec to look any worse.
Caught in the
How the
tailgate.
hell is this going to work?
But I was wrong.
Look different in the brochures.
There you go.
This is an alternate version of it.
Thanks a lot. All right, I'll see you guys at the top. The car is supposed to be versatile, and I think this is going to prove it's fairly versatile. You know, it may be kind of cool after all. Don't let me die in an Aztec. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go!
Kiss my Aztec! Come on, come on.
Put that 185 horsepower to good
geez.
use.
Hold on, baby, hold on. Oh, come on.
Oh, shit balls. Look at him. He's either brave or an idiot.
Get a little speed up. There it is. A little speed, a little speed.
Failure is so
There he
epic.
goes.
Come on.
He's going for it.
Is it gonna make it?
Oh, come on, come on. Come on.
That looks like a good spot to camp.
I think I might be stuck. Let me check. Yep, I'm stuck.
Right. Pack up your tent. Meet us back at the track. Come on.
Not cool.
I think I killed it.
We were finally on our way to the auction to find out which of our cars would get the most cash. So far, Rutledge's Aztec was looking like it could be the worst car in America after being disqualified on the track and failing to show any of its supposed off-road capability. But it would all come down to this: who could get the most cash for their car?
People must just think that it's like a comedy of errors here. They're seeing 3 of the ugliest cars they've ever seen before all at once.
Yeah, this is like the ugly parade through this neighborhood.
It's visual overload for sure.
Oh my God, there's Yugo. Oh my God, there's a, what is that Ford? Oh, geez, and an Aztec.
On the way, we agreed we could each spend $1,000 on our cars overnight, using our failures as inspiration.
You know you love this thing. It's now an official stunt car. Pocket rocket, as it were. Completely gutted the interior, got a racing seat, racing stereo, roll cage, and the 5-point harness.
It's nice you had time to just knock off the loose rust up here.
I just gave it a quick buff on the top.
Did you do anything to the motor?
Put in a high flow exhaust.
You just cut it off, I think.
Didn't you?
Functional hood pins on a Yugo. I do like the rally stripes on the headlights. I'll give you credit for that.
You mean the electrical tape?
Yeah, it's a style.
You want to know what the best modification you did was? A gas cap.
I think less is more sometimes. Like that Mustang. Really? I didn't think it could get any creepier.
This is a Shelby paint job.
What?
Okay, I ran out of white, so I had to make.
It's got some nice
had to go with
metallic
silver.
in it.
Yeah, it sparkles in the sun. It'll attract the eye.
Okay, so if it wasn't creepy enough, you put a skull.
Little
shift
Day of the
knob.
Dead seat covers in there.
And I got a skull shifter.
Did you take the 2 off the back?
Yes, it's marketing.
No.
Look at this. But there's still a hole where it used to sit.
That's all right. When I come around and look at it, I'll just put my thumb on it like
Because
that.
you might
Mustang.
confuse somebody. The stripes and then the Shelby.
It's a Shelby-ish. I think a serious collector would love this car, and we only need one, my friend. We only need one. What have you done?
I did exactly what GM should have done and make the Aztec cool. I cut out the fenders here, painted the plastic black, some bead lacquer. What's the bead lacquer look? Look at this brush guard.
This looks like something you would go like attack a herd of zombies with.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
It's
what
the
I'm
zombie
going
killer.
Shaun of the Dead.
Tinted the gigantic, ugly turn signals and the taillights. Got my spare tire on the roof.
How's it drive with these tires and everything? Seems okay?
Pretty good. It's still
rub?
It rubs a touch. As long as no one drives it while they're turning. Wow. It's great in a straight line, though.
Gentlemen, let's regroup. Cars are here. It is auction day. So whoever sells them for the most money wins.
Let's get them up there, let people check them out.
All right.
With only 20 minutes before our cars were up for auction, it was time to drum up some interest.
You know who owned this car?
No, who?
Jimmy Page.
Wow, Jimmy Page.
He bought it on the 77 Led Zeppelin tour in the United States. He bought this car. When John Bonham died, he couldn't look at it anymore.
It's barely broken in with 140, 30, mid-hundreds.
Is the original paint job? It's, yeah. It was originally done yesterday.
Adam told me that somebody had died in your vehicle.
What the hell?
Once you get this, you're opening the door to weekend racing. This is a career for somebody waiting to happen.
What would you think is a deal to take this home today? 1,200. 12,000.
12,000, yeah.
12,000.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I don't know why I thought you were going to say 1,200.
No,
I thought you
you
meant for the tires. That's what I meant.
Now it's time for Big Star, Small Car. And you know our big star from the Harold and Kumar movies? Cal Penn!
Thank you. Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, excited to be here.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so you got the car. Have you
Yes.
ever been on a track before?
No, never.
So this will be your first time. You excited?
I'm very excited.
All right, how you think you're gonna do?
I think I'm not going to do too well. You know, I don't drive stick.
You don't drive stick?
No. That's the only ridicule I get, then that's not so bad. I thought I was going to be fully ridiculed, more than that.
Well, let's see how it goes.
All
You
right.
mount up. Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, the time to beat is 1:39, set by True Blood's Stephen Moyer. Let's see what Cal can do. All right, he's heading into the first turn gracefully.
That's too close.
It's not bad. This is a first. Fourth gear into the chicane. The man's a trendsetter. All right, now you got to pay attention to this part. The teardrop's pretty tricky. All right, he's in the right gear.
Didn't sound great.
That wasn't terrible. All right, we're at the halfway point.
This is my favorite part right here.
Cal is dead center in the middle of the board. If he keeps this pace up, he will beat Adam Levine.
Fuck! Ow! Ow!
Don't do that.
I totally jinxed that.
And by jinxed, he means dropping the transmission, which is never a good idea heading into cameraman's corner. He's fighting Suzuki the whole way. All right, now get on it. Oh, I love the smell of burning clutch in the morning. He's across the line.
Thank you, guys. Man.
Yeah?
Oh, man. That was amazing.
Now, were you scared? Were you excited? What was
I was
your
excited.
experience?
I wouldn't say scared, more nervous.
Right.
I don't drive stick. I don't know how to drive stick. I wouldn't have
Well,
loved to.
you know now, right?
Oh, I definitely know now. I absolutely know now. And I drive a Prius in real life, so this was awesome.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey!
Oh, really? You like dependence on foreign oil?
So you drive a Prius. Who hurt you that you're punishing yourself? Why do you do that?
I like it, actually. I mean, look, I live 5 miles from where I work,
Uh-huh.
and it takes about an hour to get to work. So, you know, why am I going to buy something that goes fast?
You know, I was amazed to find out that you're a NASCAR fan.
Yeah, yeah.
And you drive a Prius.
I do. It's crazy, right? I just got into it the last year and a half or so. I had a lot of folks I know in DC that were into it and started watching and just kind of learning about the, you know, how you actually put 42 cars on a track going 200 miles an hour. And I thought about that when I was out here today. Like,
And you're out there alone.
Yeah, one dude alone, I can barely hold it together.
Now, was the Stig helpful?
Very helpful. Yeah, look, I sat down in the car. I looked at him and I was like, hey, man, so I don't know how to drive stick. And you can't see his face or his facial expressions or anything, but you just see the helmet move. That's when I knew there might be a problem.
You heard his eyes roll in his head.
I heard it, yes.
If indeed he has eyes, we have no idea.
We don't know.
No. The Harold and Kumar movies, they're great. And how do you prepare for your role?
You know, the same way that you prepare for anything else. I remember we shot the first Harold and Kumar, both in the first and third one, Kumar performs gunshot surgery. And so I spent like 2 days at the UCLA Medical Center library going over gunshot wounds.
Yeah, that's true. But when I said prepare, I meant the weed. I didn't...
Look, here's the deal. This always disappoints people. Right. I don't smoke weed in real life.
You don't?
No. And I...
Hey, that's twice. That's twice.
Your dependence on foreign weed.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you eat White Castle?
I don't. So here, look. I don't...
I'll bet you're not even Indian.
It's true. I tend not to share that because what John Cho and I noticed about the first movie, and then it accentuated with each one, was that you never know what people like about it. So John and I thought the first one was a buddy comedy at best, maybe a movie about burgers. Right. Then we realized stoners and the Asian American community really kind of rallied around it. And he's got this great story he tells where he was somewhere and this woman who's about 40, an Asian American, came up to him and said, "Thank you so much." And he thought he was going to say for representing Asian Americans in this way. And she goes, "For representing stoners in a positive light." And that's what we love about our fans is you never know who watches these things, who likes them. And so, you know, we love that people think they're stoner movies, buddy comedies, hamburger movies, whatever it is.
Casting a wide net.
We love that.
So let me ask you, what has more power, the Prius or the Suzuki?
What kind of power?
Were you in that Suzuki just going, whee?
I think, here's the deal. I think the Suzuki could accelerate faster. I think that's fair.
Okay.
But my baby, you know, my baby can go longer.
That was so creepy.
You loved
it. That was great. My baby can go longer.
You know.
Nicely done. You're defending your woman. I like that.
Always.
All right. Well, where do you think you ended up? In what area do you think you?
No, not up there. Not in the 130s or the 150. It's somewhere in the 140 range. I'm gonna say probably between Dominic and Ed Burns somewhere.
Wow, you're narrowing it down. You got a laser sight.
Right around the Ty Burrell mark.
So you're in this area, you think?
I think so.
Okay. You want to see his time? Yeah. Cal Penn, who learned to drive a stick this morning.
Correct.
Did it in 1:49.9. Cal Penn.
That's not bad.
It was auction time, and we'd finally find out which one of our cars was going to sell for the most cash.
Number 1015, $6,000.
My super cool rally-ready Yugo was up first. We'd each spent a total of $2,500 bucks. I was looking to make a big profit, beat out the Aztec and Adam's creepy Tang 2.
I've never sold a Yugo, I don't think in my life. It's an 88 Yugo Zastiva. It's been professionally raced, and let's just sell it acceptable miles. And pop it up, back of a seller here on the 88 Yugo. Who got 100, 200, and I got 203, 3 to get 4, 4 to get 4, last call. Now 5, $500, 6, I get 600, now 7, $7, and 7, 6 here, 6 half, 650 all through, and 650, 50, 50, 50, last call. $650. The wheels are worth more than that. 650, it's a Yugo, and 600, you go, I go, we all go. 600, and $500, 600 here, 600, last call. I get here, gonna be here we go. $650, 150, last call. Sold $600, you bought her $600.
How much you get? I don't want to talk about it.
Tanner was done. He lost $1,900 on his communist getaway car. The Yugo is looking certain to be crowned the worst car.
Come on, 600? Really? It's a race car. It has a roll cage in it.
It was time for some bona fide American muscle. Kind of.
1977 Ford Mustang. And it's kind of Shelby-ish, isn't it? What is Shelby-ish? It's a race car. How's that? And it may have been a celebrity-owned classic, but we're not sure which celebrity.
Eric Clapton owned this car.
Eric Clapton owned this car, and he is a celebrity. And how many? Here we go. And who can boy? $3 grand, $2,500. Start me out. And $2,000 hunter. Who get $500 here? 600. And $500, 600 here. 600 last call. I get here. Gonna be here we go. 600. Now 7, 7, 7, 800. Now 9, now 9, now 9, now 10. And now 11 on sale. 1100. Me go down. 11, 11, sir. 10, 11, 10, 11 all through. And $1,000, 1100 last call. And gonna be 1,000, 11 all through. 100, 10, 11, 10, 11. Hot rod. 1,050. Missing 1,000. And 1,050. And 1,000 here. 1,050. All through all done. 1,050. Missing 1,000. 1,050. All through all done. Anybody else? Sold $1,000. What better number? Number 502. $1,000. Number 502.
I might have lost $1,500, but I was in the lead. Now all I needed was rut to fail.
This is the off-road vehicle of the man right here. Look at this.
Yeah, that looks tough.
Really cool, man. It's a tough one, guys. I'll tell you. And the tent is included. You guys, you pop the top. It's got a tent back in the back. I'll tell you, it's a neat deal. It's really cool, guys, and that is green. The color money. And $5 seller here, $55 $5 grand, $45 $4 grand. I got 2,000. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 1, 32, 3, 4, 5, 36, 37, now 38, now 9, 39, now 4, now 1, 41. And 41, did it be 41, 42, 42, 92, last call. The wheels are worth that. And $4,200 last call. I got 41, roll it, 41, all two, all done. Anybody else? Sold 4,100, number 1056.
I had done the impossible and made my Aztec cool.
Congratulations, my friend.
Holy shit.
Tanner and his Yugo came in last when he got $400 less than Adam.
What is wrong with you?
But Tanner doesn't like losing.
For that.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Tanner?
Tander?
Tanner? Yeah. Is that his name? I don't know. He came up to me and they were saying that Eric Clapton didn't own this car that I bought.
You can't listen to him. That's the guy trying to sell you.
Yeah, but I don't understand something. On the auction block, they announced that.
Yeah.
You know, I assumed that was true. I bid the car based upon that.
It's
Yeah, that's
actually
not
true.
cool, man. Can you prove that Eric Clapton owned that car?
Can you prove he didn't? Eric Clapton owned that car.
Well,
Don't listen to
Can
Tamara.
you get me proof? Can you get me a signature?
I'm with you, man. That's bullshit.
Go pitch your tent.
You don't have to take that.
I've been doing this many years.
Go pitch. I'll
Eric
be right
Clapton,
back. I'll be
Eric
right
Clapton my ass.
Go pitch your tent. All
I
right.
can't. I sold it.
Just so you know. Let me make a phone call, and I will be right
Okay,
back.
if you can't get that, I want $500 off.
So basically, let me get this straight. You lied. And you sold your car under false pretenses, which I'm pretty sure is illegal in the state of California.
Doesn't count. I'm not from the state of California. And I didn't exactly lie.
You did lie. Eric Clapton? I bet he's never even seen a Mustang, too. What I want to know is, did you give the buyer his money back?
Let's just say we came to an arrangement.
An arrangement where he sold it for less than the Yugo.
True or false? Because I made $1,600, so clearly I'm the winner. It's down to you two. Did you sell it for less money than the Yugo?
Not the first time.
Oh, that's it. You know what? The Mustang 2 is the worst car in America.
Yep.
That's all we got time for.
Now, on top here. There are 256 million cars on American roads. But which one is the worst? We're about to find out.
Oh, he almost flips it.
What you drive says a lot about you. Some cars are undeniably cool, while others, less so. But which is the least cool car in the country? To find out, we each spent $1,500 and bought the worst car we could find for each other. Then we'd compete over which one of us could make the most out of the crap car we'd been given.
This is easily the worst car ever made. It is disgusting. It is cheap.
This is the ugliest vehicle ever made. And what makes it sweeter is I know the person I bought this for hates this vehicle. Hates it.
Adam's gonna love this car. No. He is going to absolutely hate this car, but it's perfect for him. It is so uncool. It's one of those cars that just doesn't even realize how uncool it really is. If you're over 60, you've already guessed the car that I've chosen for Adam. It's a 1977 Mustang II, and it is the most uncool car ever made. It's a Mustang. It's supposed to be a muscle car, and this is everything that a muscle car shouldn't be. It's slow, it's ugly, it's 4 cylinders, 4-speed, takes over 14 seconds to get to 60 miles an hour. What were they thinking? Adam's gonna hate it.
Nice. 2001 Pontiac Aztek, the uncoolest car ever.
Wow.
This personifies everything that was wrong with GM in the late 90s. Designed by committee. You know the committee that designed this wasn't fired? They were executed.
It's terrible.
The interior, the knobs are this big so you can turn them with gloves, but they look like cartoon knobs. And it comes with a tent. A tent? Yes. Because you're embarrassed to park this in your driveway, so you have to live in a tent.
Okay, it's pretty widely known the Aztek is uncool, but it is not as uncool as a Mustang II. Your new ride.
You're an evil man.
I thought you'd like this. It's a muscle car.
It's an atrophied muscle car. What have I ever done to you?
You picked me out an Aztek.
I didn't pick that for you. That's for Rutledge.
That means Rutledge picked my car. I don't even want to look at it.
Don't turn around.
I don't want to look at it.
Don't turn around.
It does have a horn.
It
I'll
is
tell you something.
justice. Yes. No!
Feast your eyes on a 1988 Yugo GV. This is the lowest of the low of the models.
Is it a real Yugo?
Oh yeah, I left the state to punish you with this. Look at those 13s.
I've got bicycle tires that are bigger than these.
Look at the style on that thing. I mean, if the reputation of this car isn't uncool enough, you in it just... The bad news for me is that I see 2 awful cars over there, and all I can think is, please, God, don't make me drive an Aztek.
Okay, look. I could have got you a Neon.
That would have been actually better than...
I couldn't find
really?
one.
I
looked.
drive
I couldn't
that?
find one.
No, the Aztek is way less cool.
Oh, God.
Okay. Undeniably, we've amassed in one place 3 of the most uncool cars ever built.
So what are we doing with them?
Please tell us.
All right, let's see here.